Here we go. Let's take a look at the Indiana Jones.
We're here at Gamescom 2024, and we just saw a little bit of Indiana Jones and the Grey Circle.
Just a little bit.
Smidge.
Smidge.
I mean, like a little slice, you know, like a slice.
Yeah, they love that term, vertical slice.
Yeah, the
but
vertical slice.
It was a
Watch
good
the
slice.
IGN video.
It was a
Glad
good
to see you
slice,
leaning back
and
into
the
long
clarity,
form
it was-
content.
we
I'm trying.
saw it. We didn't play it. It was hands off. So we just got to sit from afar and see it. But
And they didn't even get to play it.
They
Which is crazy because this looks like a primarily puzzle game. Why can't they touch this slow-paced ass game? What y'all trying to hide?
really did show like a very broad sort of view of like the many different things that you'll be doing in this game, which I was like quite taken aback by. Considering that Machine Games, the developer who is only known for Wolfenstein, is giving a pretty diverse amount of mechanics.
You think it's gonna be like Uncharted? No, it's in first person.
Controllability
Off-rip, it's not
in
like
this game.
Uncharted.
So,
Yeah, there was like a nice tease of the
It's
puzzle.
not a cover shooter
exploration.
either. It's more puzzle based. It's not a cover shooter.
Some of the open
It has
world
shooting
areas,
in it,
open
though.
explorable areas where you can find sort of side mysteries. You're not super focused, so you don't have to be super focused on the main sort of plot, the main MacGuffin to get. There's many MacGuffins
See,
available
puzzles.
for you to find. It was almost it's such a strange blend of like first person fist fighting, like a little bit of shooting, a little bit of action, a little bit of
but
stealth.
then you're taking pictures,
Yeah.
you're doing investigation, and you're like going through your journal and all.
That's an interesting way to preview a game. He said it's a strange blend. That's you don't want to hear that when somebody previews your game. Yeah, it's pretty strange.
Yeah, and like I was able to talk to some of the developers who were working on it, including the creative director. And like the main thing that he made really clear to me is that when I think of machine games, I think of running down a corridor with 2 automatic shotguns shooting Nazis and spray painting the walls with their blood. But in contrast to that, he was like, this is a machine games adventure game with like the biggest emphasis on adventure, which means like really for him meant that like this pacing out of like the beat to beat moment of what it actually, as corny as it is, feels like to be Indiana Jones. But when you really put that in perspective, it's like that means being somebody who is exploring. That means investigating. That means like taking pictures and like learning about stuff. But that also means like whipping around and punching.
The story looks like it might be interesting, but like the gameplay just looks a little stiff. I think that's my issue with it. But it's gonna be on Game Pass, so
Nazis.
You still get to punch Nazis.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
a different flavor of Nazi punching this time. Less
Yeah.
blood against.
it doesn't bother me. It's
Make them
first
fall down
person.
a
It's the
1,000-year-old
fact, like, look at that. Like, it just looks kind of stiff.
well. Make them fall down in a 1,000-year-old well.
Yeah. What do you think about like the amount of like there's a lot there seems to be like a really big emphasis of using the environment in battle. Like what did that like when you think about like first person, especially the machine games, like was there anything like I thought that was kind of cool. Like
Yeah, for Indiana Jones, I think that perfectly suits him. Like, you know, there's scenes like that in the movies where he uses the environment, traps, things like that to take down the enemy, and it helps diversify this experience from something like Wolfenstein while also fitting in with Indiana Jones being super smart, super aware of his surroundings, and using all of these resources. Same with the gunplay. It seems like it's something you can use, but the game isn't
it's
relying
not
on
encouraging it, right?
Yeah.
It's like it definitely feels like like Indiana Jones, like a last resort. You pick your gun to get out of a tight situation, but it's not like you're gonna be ducking behind tables and loading shells and all that shit.
You hear that? They're basically describing there is action in the game, but this is not an action game. This is an Indiana Jones game first. So it sounds like it's going to be more about exploring, doing puzzles, climbing through really tight booty holes, like cave wall, like scooting through cave walls and shit, stomping on rats. Like, yeah, you can shoot and fight, but it's not Max Payne. Like, you're going to do it because you're in trouble, but that's not the priority.
Yes. But like I thought the use of the environment in like combat almost had kind of like a slapstick sort of
Yeah.
like
Matinee action that suits
exactly.
Indiana Jones.
There's like a sense of levity in the action. Like there's this one bit, it was a really small detail where Indiana Jones like whips a dude and like pulls him, and the guy like falls into like a metal canister and gets knocked out that way. It was one of those things where I had to ask the developers. I was like, is that a thing that actually happens? Like that's really there's like a simulation, right? When you use the environment in such a way that like creates like natural funny moments like that. Also like picking up like a rolling pin, like smashing a dude in the face with it.
Yeah, it seems to be a lot of interaction with things that you could pick up, throw, bash people around with. Another moment that really resonated with me was when Indiana's having a fist fight and he gets knocked down.
You have to like grab the
There was like a final stand moment where you turn the camera and have to grab your hat and put it on, and you get a little cutscene with the music sting, and you're like, I'm back in the fight, and then you win. I was like, that again it's almost difficult to get away from the fact that this is trying to make you feel like Indiana Jones, but it is tapping into so many of like the great bits from the movie.
The feature that sold him on this game is this nigga punched somebody in the face and then he picked up his hat. What? If their goal is to sell me the game, they're not doing it very well, because first you said the game was a little strange, and now you say, you know what part really resonated with me? When I hit somebody and I picked up my hat. I just pre-order.
Even the disguise element, sneaking into places you're not supposed to be. It reminded me a lot of Hitman elements to it taking on the disguise. But it actually reminds me
I felt like Bobby Smurder when he threw his hat in the air. It, like the hat finally came down. Like, wow.
of, do you know the old Medal of Honor levels where you get the pass and you're somewhere you're not supposed to be and you flash the pass and move on? It was like that. Those levels, that experience evolved over 20 years, and it seems to work like really well.
You can tell he's made because I feel like they are struggling to talk about it.
I'm a fan of machine games. This
is where I said it feels like it, and this is where people have to understand, and where this is where I sympathize or empathize with what journalists to some degree. This is where, like, when you're covering a game that looks kind of mid, it starts to really feel like a job. It doesn't feel like a job when you're playing a game you're genuinely interested in, or not even a game that you weren't even necessarily interested in, but a game you weren't interested in, and you play it and it still turns out to be really cool, versus playing a game that's like mid. You gotta find a way to yap. You got to find a way to yap. There were so many times when I was sitting on set working at G4 and they wanted me to talk about X, Y, and Z game. And I'd be like, bruh, I uninstalled that shit. I played it for like an hour. Yeah, but we really need, oh my God, bruh. Just saying words and shit.
There's a lot of
the heart's not in the project.
Indiana Jones being a thing or not was really intriguing to me. Like, it's like, I really don't know if I can like point to a game as reference where it's like, oh yeah, it's an adventure game where there's like lots of puzzle solving. There's also fist fighting. There's also a little gunplay. There's also like taking pictures.
So wait, G4 TV? Yes, I used to host a show on there.
These other like little things and quips that like kind of took me back as like, Indiana Jones fan or not, I did walk away from this reading because I did go in sincerely like a little grumpy because I was like, I love
What up, Prince?
Like, all I want is another Wolfenstein game.
I think a lot of people were like that. I love Wolfenstein games. I love Indiana Jones as well. When it was announced, I didn't have a real clear picture in my head as to how it's going to work.
Yeah.
But this demo really has helped cement in my mind, like, oh, I've got a much better picture of what the experience is going to be like. I'm much more excited for it now. Like,
damn, nigga, lived my dream.
They're so good. They're great.
Yeah, it wasn't that great, man. It wasn't that great. Nobody watched it. Not that it was bad, because I thought we did good content, but nobody watched it. So I don't think you wanted that dream, dude. This is a game for boomers. They're not really selling me on this shit. We watched For You Gang. I appreciate it. We got to remember, statistically, someone didn't have internet access during 2020 to now. This is true. What do we want to watch next? In Zone 2. Let's entertain this. What is this?
Welcome, survivor.
Oh my God. Hey, my hat's off to people that like these type of games, but they're not for me. I'm right with, I was jealous as fudge. It looked like a fun job. It was fun. It was tiring and stressful, like shooting all the time, because there were like days where like I would shoot 3, 4, 5 videos in one day, and we're talking about like 30-minute plus scripts. It was a stressful job, but you know, it was fun too, being able to write skits and collab with people. If you weren't on XPlay, I would have cut it off. I feel that. Your favorite genre? Respect to people that play these like life management, city management games, but I can't do it, bro. Respect to people who can go to work 9 to 5, barely manage their own life, then get on the game and manage another. That shit is crazy. I remember the dude made a video about you, and nobody was on his side in the comments. Yeah, because they took me out of context. That was one time, like, and I'll always clout y'all up because I know what you're talking about. After the G4 collapse, like, this dude kept making videos about me, and he was taking clips of me out of context and trying to paint me in a certain manner. Is like some type of like sexual deviant or some shit like that. But like people were in the comment sections of the video like, bro, you're clipping him, you're taking it out of context, you're trying to make him like, the comment section was like backing me up, like, nigga, shut up, bro. Yeah, the community was not having that shit. Like, I was like, I fuck with y'all for that. I was like, I appreciate that shit. That you can't get me the fuck up out of here. And then, you know, the cool part is too, I've been putting out content consistently. One thing that happened with G4 that fucked me over is those people that were making videos about me, they took over my name. Because what happened was I stopped making videos for a year because I went to go work for a television network. So I didn't have, outside of like the occasional stream, I would stream maybe once or twice a week. Outside of the occasional stream, I didn't have time to produce YouTube videos because I was too busy producing television shows. So what happened was when they started making videos about me and they were going viral, when you would search my name, their videos were the first thing to come up, to the point where I lost out on a couple of sponsorships because of it. They saw those videos and it painted me in a certain light, and people were asking my agent, like, yo, what the fuck is this about? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Long story short, one of the great benefits of Hokage Highlights is that shit doesn't, when you search my name, my videos come back up now. Like, I reclaimed my name in the last year because I've been grinding, basically. Do you miss the G4 bullshit aside? Nah. Maybe if it had gave me more clout, yeah. But like, it's one of those things, like, you know, I got work experience from it, but it didn't pan out the way that I thought it would. But it was a cool experience, and I got to meet some cool people, and I got the network. But yeah, I finally reclaimed my name, which is great. But yeah, back on top. Which just goes to show you, never give up. Never give up. You got to dance on the graves of the pretenders. Every once in a while, I'll get somebody in the comment section of one of my videos making like a joke about like Frosk or something like that, or they calling me a sellout because they saw like the G4 videos. But those people, I can tell they don't really watch me regularly. And I'm like, I don't take that shit personally. I just don't engage with it. That guy just had a very telling video made about him. Oh, he got exposed. What a surprise. People who make content that grandstand, or people, I call it like moral high ground content. I'm not talking about people who make videos where like occasionally they talk about things that they're passionate about and they criticize people. That's different. But people where their whole channel is operating from a moral high ground where they just act like they're better than the next man, you got to watch them niggas, bruh. You got to watch them niggas, bruh. Because they usually they're hiding something. And also, when you make that type of content, you have to be aware. When you present yourself to the world as being this perfect person, people gonna start digging up dirt on you. They'll be like, bruh, what? A perfect, yo, I swear to God, my girl texted me about this shit. The MrBeast shit that's going on. People making videos about him. Maybe like 2-3 months ago, I was talking to my girl about this shit, like behind the scenes. And I was like, I don't watch MrBeast, but I was like, the few videos that I've seen from him, I was like, he's very corporate. He's a little bit too perfect. And I was like, I think that shit is going to come back to bite him. And she's like, what do you mean? Like, he seems like such a nice guy. I was like, he seems nice. But I was like, from my experience, those are the people you got to watch the most. I may be an asshole, but what's the name? Usually there's a reason for it. I am a person, like I don't hide who I am, but like, it's just a little bit too quick. It's like 2-3 weeks later, months later, videos started coming out about him. And I was like, see, because I was like, the thing about YouTube, you have to understand is the first word in YouTube is you. So when you produce content on the platform, people want to know who you are. And if you make this super corporate content where everything's perfect, you're just giving out tons of money and da-da-da-da, people are going to start digging on you. And that digging is not necessarily coming from a place of malice. I drank some gamer stuff, so I'm yapping. That digging is not necessarily coming from a place of malice. They're not necessarily digging up dirt on you. It's just the platform is called YouTube, so people want to know more about you. It's a parasocial thing. They want to connect with you. Start digging, they might find some skeletons. And I remember saying that to her. And so I was like, I was like, I'm not surprised. Yeah, when you're too overly positive, it's a little sus to me. It is a little sus to me, bro. It's always them niggas who Discord messages be getting exposed and shit like that, bro. Versus me, I'm working on a video and it keeps getting better. It might be 40 minutes plus. It might be, because I got more writing I got to do. I keep coming up with new ideas. Versus me, I've reached out to a lot of different content creators that I want to appear in the video. And every single one of them, people that I don't even follow, bro, I know who you are. I love you. I respect you. Like, off the respect, yeah, I'm finna hop in the video. The number I grew up watching, I was like, see, gonna happen when you treat people right. You don't gatekeep information. Just off the strength of people fucking with me. You said FD, okay? We finna drop a crazy nuke, bruh. I gotta know, is Gamer Subs like actual Gamer Subs, or is I missing some lore? Gamer Subs, it's just an energy drink. That's all. I don't know, man. I think people just being overly negative when it comes to MrBeast. Like, how many times have you thought about doing stuff like he does if you had money? Well, no, it's the opposite end of the spectrum, right? If you're the same thing is true, right? Too. I don't trust people whose entire channel is just negative content. And if you're too positive, I don't trust that shit either. It's be a person is what I'm saying. But do I think people are like blowing it out? From the videos I watched, if it's true, I don't know. I'm not going to rule it out. When you get that level of rich, and this is why I'm always going to be at the level that I'm at. When you get to a certain level of making money, you kind of got to step on people. And me personally, I'm not comfortable with that shit. I don't know if this shit is true. It's all a legend. If the stuff is true, if they start coming out with more evidence that he was abusing coworkers and shit like that, I mean, like, what do you want me to do? Well, I mean, I think it's just hard for some people to believe it because they look up to those people. I'm not saying you do. They're like your heroes or some shit like that. So like, it's hard to believe that shit. But that's why I say don't idolize people, including me. I'm a person too, and I make mistakes. Is Chris Move gonna be in that video? Nah, Chris Move be minding his business, bro. Let's get back to the games though. Stalker 2. Yeah, because his DMs aren't open. I can't message Chris Move. I would reach out to him, but also there's no guarantee that like because I reached out to Flight too. I reached out to him on Instagram, but like he's probably not gonna check his messages. I've been pulling some strings because my agent knows some people that knows agent Flight's people, but there's no guarantee, and I'm not gonna wait forever. But I'm trying. I got some decent names. I'm trying.
A good man is always on time for lunch.
Who said I'm a good man?
Richter, and the guys from the detention center. And me, Scar.
Any Stalker fans in here?
So you've seen an anomaly outside the zone.
That's why I'm here.
I've heard the rumors.
It reminds me of Metro. Is it like Metro?
Funny feeling there's more trouble to come.
Jesus.
This is the dark side of the zone. But there's another
Dark side of the moon.
shining side. It's here all around us, but we cannot see it. I wonder what's out there. Eternal spring? The Klondike of artifacts? A new home? Or our hearts' desires?
I just said the same thing.
We
Major
want the
Metro.
shining zone to
This game looks okay. Unfortunately, I think Assassin's Creed comes out the same day or like around the same time. I can't play this, y'all. We gotta play. Like, we have to play DEI Samurai. That's gonna be the. We have to play that shit. That shit's gonna be fucking jokes, bro. Speaking of DEI Samurai, that was a funny ass comment on the video that I uploaded today. It's from hold on, let me wait, let's see. Because here it is right here. I pinned that. I gave him the pin of shame too. This is from the Assassin's Creed gameplay that we looked at yesterday. The top comment on that shit. Dude actually is blind and thinks Japanese people are okay with Assassin's Creed Shadows, but never seen any of the Japanese videos criticizing this game and then praising it. I've literally seen one video. There was one video of a Japanese dude on YouTube talking about go woke, go broke. And I've been said his video was sus because if you check out his channel, before that video blew up, his entire channel was failed Let's Play videos. Then he decided to hop on the go woke, go broke shit. His channel blew up. And then like his last 3 videos was talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows. So I said, I was like, you're a little sus too. But I'm going to let it rock because you're Japanese. Even still, it was one person. We're taking one person's YouTube video and we're now saying all of Japan, that's how they feel. That's how they feel. They don't like the game. And then I replied to him, I was like, it's a couple creators, not Japan. But I bet you didn't see that video of that creator who flew to Japan asking random people on the street if they cared, and nobody did. Not to mention the Japanese government didn't say they did. Cope harder. You're just ignorant. It kind of goes back to like, if you were on the stream yesterday, there was a dude who was talking about Sweet Baby Inc. in the chat, and he was like, "Isn't Sweet Baby Inc. ruining gaming?" And I told him to do more research, and like he at least admitted that like it was just some stuff that he's seen on Twitter, and he kind of believed it. Like he wasn't nasty about it, so I was like, "I'm gonna let you slide," because like you acknowledge that you weren't really paying attention. Because I was like, "Yo, did you like Spider-Man too?" And he was like, "Yeah." These motherfuckers, yo, it's getting to a point where I feel like they were waging a culture war, and the war is being waged back on them, and these niggas is like swinging in the dark, and they're losing. And all I need is for Ubisoft to make, if this game gets an 8 or higher, I just need this game to be good. If this game is good, this is going to be the go woke. This is going to be 9/11 for the go woke, go broke people. How could it get an 8? It's a nigga in armor. How could it get an 8? How could it get a 9? And based off what I'm seeing so far from gameplay, it's looking like it's going to be good. How could there be a woman assassin? Shit's gonna be fucking funny, bro. These niggas is gonna be sad, boy. Man, get your bitch ass on. Shit is getting weird. You niggas is obsessed.
You were captivated by it in the books. Then the movies made you dream of playing. Now it's finally your chance to take flight and play Quidditch for yourself.
This Disney Channel ass trailer. Shit, Air Bud is back, and this time he's playing hockey. You thought he could only dribble and shoot? Now he's doing pucks.
yourself in the video game.
Coming straight to VHS.
Harry Potter Quidditch Champions. Play as iconic characters like Harry Potter, Draco Malfoy, Ron Weasley, and many more. You can even create your very own original character. Dodge opponents and score goals as a cunning chaser. Lead your team's defense as a keeper. As the intimidating beater, you control the pace of...
Hey, whoa. Hey, who tried to be an intimidator beater? Hey, what position you playing? The intimidator beater. That's the Diddy position. That's just crazy. The diddler on the fucking court.
Step into
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
For yourself as your team's seeker. From the Weasley family burrow to the Quidditch World Cup, you'll compete inside venues you've seen in the movies, as well as places you've only read about in the books. Your path to become a Quidditch legend has officially begun.
Truthfully, this game does look fun, but it has two problems. The first being when it releases. I believe this comes out around in next month in September, and Warhammer comes out in September. 2K comes out in September. I feel like there's some Astrobot comes out in September. So it's gonna have a lot of competition. And then the second problem is, although the game looks fun, I'm just not convinced this should have been a standalone game. I feel like this should have been a multiplayer. This should have been the multiplayer mode within Hogwarts Legacy. And the reason being is, like, I feel like they're gonna have, if it is successful, I feel like it's gonna have a nice boom, launch day, launch month. But I'm not convinced this will be able to hold an audience long term. Like, what's their plan to keep people on the game? Is it free? Not to my knowledge. I believe it's $30.
Harry Potter Quidditch Champions, available beginning September 3rd on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC.
Yeah, September 3rd. It's just the longevity of the game I think they're going to struggle with. They're going to have to come out with, like, new game modes. Is it going to have a story mode? Like, the content has to be there. I think it's this game, unfortunately, is fighting an uphill battle. It definitely won't be able to hold an audience from that. Battle Pass? Fuck no. Fuck no. We don't need a Battle Pass. 40K might overshadow. I'm definitely playing Warhammer over this shit. I've already made it clear. I said I was interested in this game, but I'm not playing it now, literally because of when it comes out. I'm playing Warhammer. And I'm not going to lie. Me and my niggas is balling. Said, is it coming to PS4? Probably. It looked like a PS4 game. Greedfall 2. I heard the first game is hella underrated.
Bertitimad, Garance. Welcome back to the world of Greedfall,
I'm about to say, what the fuck did she just say? Did I click the wrong trailer?
where adventure and political intrigue await at every turn. Your future is in your hands as you strive to survive amidst greed and corruption. The year is 1231, 3 years before the events of Greedfall. You're a native of Tirfredi, and as this adventure dawns, it is the eve of the initiation that will see you become a Donegad,
Nigga fall. Yo, chill.
guardian of your people's knowledge, and a spiritual leader. But just as you're about to complete your sacred initiation, you're
Concord comes out tomorrow. It sucks it was never given a chance. You know what's crazy? I didn't even know it comes out tomorrow.
abducted by strange warriors from Gakan,
Yeah, I feel like that game is DOA,
the old
unfortunately.
continent, and thrown into the hull of a monstrous tall ship.
Hopefully I'm wrong.
After a long and arduous journey at sea, you disembark on the shores of Gakan and discover this foreign world where people have grown distant from nature and now war and conspire amongst themselves.
Current gen is still PS4. Next gen can suck it. We spotted the PS4 owner in the chat. Kai the producer. We spotted the PS4 owner in the chat. PS4 is not current gen. Cut it out, Kai.
While you must thwart the plans of the terrible
Shit. Oh my god. Oh shit. November 15th, 2013. It's 11-year-old console, bro. This shit is new to me. It's new to me. It's new in my heart. Oh my, yeah, Obama. This shit is from the Obama administration, bro. This shit is from the Obama administration. That's funny, bro. Oh shit. This next gen in my heart.
While Greedfall introduced the enchanted island paradise of Tearfred,
This shit look a little janky.
takes you beyond the
You
island.
got an Obama console? Is that what we're gonna call it? Fuck the Obama phones. We got Obama consoles now. That's great.
That struggle for dominance over Tearfred. You will explore the crowded cities of Gacan and its various landscapes shaped by the different factions, cultures, and traditions that have inhabited them over the centuries. You will have to decide where you stand when you inevitably become embroiled in their internal conflicts.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This shit look janky. Let's see. Eternal Strands. Oh, this looks pretty. Oh, I remember when they announced this game. This game looked pretty cool. Haven't seen it in a while.
I'm Mike Laidlaw, Chief Creative Officer at Yellow Brick Games.
Got the bricks.
To the world of
All white
Strands.
bricks.
A new
Yellow tan bricks.
fantasy action adventure.
About to hit a lick.
The world around you is your weapon. In Eternal Strands,
It reminds me of Immortals Phoenix Rising, that underrated Ubisoft game that nobody played. Very fun.
you will embark on your journey as a young, magic-wielding weaver named Bryn. She seeks to unravel the secrets of the Enclave, a once thriving center of magic now left in ruins. At your base camp, you'll forge bonds with members of your Weaver Band
The Weaver Band!
in your expeditions with their various skills.
You've worked hard for this, and I have faith in you.
Bring back vibrant games. Bring back vibrant games.
Select your
More
next
color.
quest and customize your gear before venturing out through the Loom Gate on your way to discover the fate of these shattered lands. In the Enclave, you can climb and interact with nearly everything you see. The mantle, the magical cloak on your back, grants you control over frost, flame, and kinetic magic. Combine these elements in creative ways to manipulate the environment to your advantage and defeat your foes.
Yeah, this looks fun. This looks like a cop.
But the Enclave's foes come in all sizes.
I also like that it's kind of like, I don't even want to call it semi-open world. It's like zones. Kind of like, remember like Crash Bandicoot? Remember that era where Platform or Spyro, where you had to run through a portal and then it would take you to kind of an open-ended level, but it wasn't open world? I like that. Like basically levels.
Behold, an arc. This colossal 25-meter construct wields immense power.
Is you ready to fight that thing?
Hub world, yeah.
Battles. Rather than risking your loot, return to base camp. A day has passed. Reforge your gear with your hard-earned resources to even the odds against the mighty epics. No two battles are the same, as epics roam freely between maps, and extreme weather alters the battlefield in this true physics playground. Harvesting strands from these formidable adversaries allows you to weave new
It looks like a mix between Immortals Phoenix Rising, Shadow the Colossus, with like psychic abilities and shit. What the fuck? But did you beat the Prince of Persia? Nah, I didn't, but I did really like it. I think something came out, so I had to keep moving.
abilities into your mantle. With new powers at your command, and the world as your weapon, you hold the key to uncovering the mysteries of the Enclave. Take up the mantle in Eternal Strands.
This is what you meant when you said make your own shit at Full Sail? Wait, nah, this ain't no Full Sail game. This look good. This is like a play. This looks like a good game. It feels like it has potential, but most people won't give it a chance. Probably. You're not wrong. I hate that that's a thing. And you know what kills me too? You have like games like this that look really cool, but niggas want to play Chained Up and Up. But then I'm an asshole. I guess because I'm really for the culture. Then I'm an asshole because I don't want to play Up. No, I don't want to play some $20 game that barely functions where you jump up the whole time. Yeah, streamer games. This game reminds me of the Greek game. Yeah, Immortals Phoenix Rising. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. Wait for the price drop type of shit. Yo, shout out to Kill Knight. Oh, Kill Knight. Shout out to Kill Knight. This next game is Kill Knight. This is a crackhead game. My eyes are too old. I can't handle this shit. Streaming is a blessing and a curse when it comes to gaming. Too many people don't have their own opinions anymore. Yeah. It is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. You can't tell people what to do with their platforms either, because that's corny. I just try to use mine to share cool stuff. FragPunk. Yeah, that Adderall ass game. My eyes are too old for that type of shit.
Yo! Hate rules? FragPunk's here to spice them up. We're the five.
Somebody said no PS4 equals low sales. Get the fuck out of here. Look at these niggas bending the laws of logic to get that game on PS4. Wukong cannot run on your PS4. If you try to boot up Wukong on your PS4, it's gonna turn out Fallout 4. You're gonna blow up the whole neighborhood. Drop the property value. Yo, matter of fact, where is that shit at? If you boot up your PS4 trying to play Wukong, you're gonna blow up the neighborhood, and that bitch gonna look like the Bronx in the 70s and 80s. It's gonna look like the South Bronx. Where it's at. That's what it's gonna happen. You're gonna boot up your PS4, that bitch gonna turn it.
Bombed out boy.
What happened, bro? The South Bronx is back. The South Bronx is back.
Arson, murder, robbery, rape.
Oh shit. Let that PS4 go. Care about your neighbor. God damn. Literally. Nah, if you bring enough ice bags, it might work. Like, you know, enough ice bags won't get it to work. You're gonna have to get Todoroki to just shoot. No, not even Todoroki. You gotta get Iceman. In order to get Wukong to run on the PS4, you're gonna need an Omega level mutant with ice powers, aka Iceman, to sit there and shoot ice beams for 24 hours straight to keep that bitch cool. I don't wanna hear that shit.
Anything. They can
You're gonna need Mr. Freeze. You're gonna need Iceman, you're gonna need Mr. Freeze and Captain Cold. You're gonna need Captain Cold, Sub-Zero.
interact with each other.
Oh shit, worlds is colliding. I heard this game is pretty good. I've heard from some people who played it Frozone. Honey, where's my super suit? We gotta play Wukong.
So you can blast people up even more. Or find foes when they try to be sneaky.
I heard this game is pretty creative. I'm interested in this game.
Massive force.
You gonna need Katara too? Damn.
If you're down on luck, then you better have a good team with you.
The shooting looks good. My thing is, how does the card packs, like, how is it like pack openings? Do you gotta, because I would hate for it to be like random cards drops when you open a pack, and then you could buy card packs. Then it's pay to win. How does that work?
And if a game is ever too close,
I think this is coming to Game Pass too.
get out one-on-one till the last one stands. Bend the rules in FragPunk.
Playable with crossplay. Register now on Steam and Xbox. Looks interesting though. So this Delta Hawks Split Gate are the future. Let the games come out first. Let the games come out first before we decide that. Freaking what up, Phil's Pro. Let me use the bathroom real quick, y'all. This gamer subs is running through my system. I got a tinkle. BRB. Oh, how does it feel? Where my other vitamin at? Said I fell in. You know it. You know it. Nah, I was looking for a vitamin. No, I was thinking about. Y'all remember during the war in the Middle East? I need your advice. I have this really personal, heartfelt, and profound video script I made. I feel like making it would help people like me who would see it, but I don't want to pigeonhole my content into being that serious. What would you recommend? Why would that pigeonhole yourself doing that one video? Why would that pigeonhole you? We'll just do it. What was I about to say? You remember them weapons of mass destruction that George Bush was looking for? I think I found them. It's the PS4. It's the PS4. I think it's the PS4. If you feel like it's gonna help people, do it.
Max Scoville here. I'm with Joel Bylaws from Funcom. We are here to talk about Dune Awakening. I think we should address the Shai Halud in the room.
Let's see what the Dune is hitting for.
So I've seen
Beat the Doonies back.
It looks awesome. It's a Dune game, but there's also seems to be some sort of like confusion of like what type of game. It's a survival MMORPG. I've seen people be like, is it Conan Exiles in space? How do you pitch this?
Yeah, so it sort of starts off with this really strong survival angle.
Bush can
like
see
I
the
consider it like a
future.
V shape. You start in the focused survival part of the V, and then you move up and it becomes more of political survival, social MMO, working with other players, working with large guilds. The initial premise of the game was just, hey, how do we take a survival game and give it a good end game? And the conclusion to that in Dune was like political survival, big world. You know,
that is.
Gave us a little tidbit right there. He said there is a heavy focus on the end game. There will be lots of content, which has always been a problem for a lot of different MMOs.
It's a complex answer. Dune is like it's such complex lore to kind of put together. Where does this fall in the canon?
Yeah, so we worked with the Herbert estate, and we sort of went with like this alternate universe where Paul, instead of Paul being born, Jessica followed her orders from the Bene Gesserit, gave birth to a daughter, right? And then that shifts the landscape of everything. So we kind of did this for two reasons. One, it sets up the ability to have Harkonnen and Atreides on the planet fighting each other. It also means that people who've read the books and seen the movies have something to look forward to in our game, because there's something slightly...
Also, it gives them creative freedom because they're not following the movies exactly. They're just using the world of Dune as a backdrop, basically.
Slightly different about it, right?
Which is
so it's
good.
kind of like a
I think it's
that's
good.
cool. Now I gotta
Creative
ask,
freedom.
The Bene Gesserit kind of psychic stuff. How are you approaching the more supernatural elements?
So, I mean, like, Spice has its own kind of special stuff going on, and I probably shouldn't spoil too much, but it's cool. If you take enough Spice, things will happen.
Okay,
and,
interesting.
And then the Bene Gesserit themselves, like the Mentats, all of these kind of special things from the universe, you can learn them as archetypes. You can meet trainers in the world who will teach you a little bit of the ability. Like, you can't really become a Bene Gesserit, but you can learn some of their abilities. You can learn to use the voice, and then you can use that, say, in combat to compel an enemy to come charging at you, right? Or you can use it to make people not see you. You can tell them, like, ignore me.
Okay.
And they won't pay attention to you for a little while. So, yeah, it's kind of, that's how we built it into the game.
So
shout out to Bruh Cheese and with the
what
sub.
does Spice do in the game? Is it treated like it's a resource, obviously, but
Yeah, it's kind of Spice is kind of at the heart of everything, right? Like,
Shout
so
out to
first
Bruh
of all, when you
Cheese
come to Arrakis, your character isn't really that used to Spice. So after a little while, they start to have, you know, a moment, right? Paul has
You
one.
got to build up a tolerance to the spice. You got to pop more perks.
That in the movie as well. The player starts to have a little moment, and it sets him on this journey through the world. And so Spice is kind of, it's there as like a guide, a spiritual guide. It works as like something that fuels your growth, your abilities. It also works as like a currency for which you pay tax to the Emperor for building on Arrakis, right?
I appreciate it, Cheesin'. Welcome, bro.
A lot of uses.
There's a lot going on here. So aside from the water of life, what about actual water? So how does that come into play? Like, this is a sandbox game in maybe the worst way, because you die of thirst.
I can get water on my wrist.
Yeah, so we built in like a bunch of mechanics for getting water. Starting off, you're kind of scrabbling to survive, so you're sucking moisture out of plants because you're not Fremen, you don't know how to live here in the desert, right? But then over time you learn to like pull the blood out of your enemies, extract it, take it to a machine, purify it, then you start taking water from there. Eventually you get like a Dew Reaper, which allows you to sort of walk around sucking the water off plants, like wilting them as you go. And then eventually, you know, move up to the high...
Hey, whoa. This thing is you're just going to be traveling around sucking the water off plants. Whoa. Can we get an A, yo? This nigga said you're gonna be deep throating fucking carrot sticks and celery. God damn, nigga.
Harvesting. You give you lots of water. So you are kind of moving through the progression of water.
Now I know there is some apprehension because like survival games have a lot of griefing and MMOs.
We're trying to deep throat a cactus.
What accommodations are you taking to sort of make this accessible for people who just want to play a Dune game?
Yeah, I mean, so we're trying to sort of tutorialize well, explain to people the world. There's a little single player section at the start of the game before you enter the main world. And in that single player section, we teach you the basic mechanics. We teach you a little bit about the lore. We give you a story.
This looks like it can run on the PS4. Nah, because one thing you have to take into consideration is scale. What's the name? This is a large scale MMO. So like I don't know about that either. It's not just about like the texture quality. It's about the scope of the game period too.
story, and then we put you
Only
into the world
plants.
and sort of have you survive. I mean, I don't think the game is going to be for everybody. If you hate survival games, it's not going to be a game that you want to play, right? Like, so I have to be clear about that. I don't like to sell games to people who don't want to play them. So, but
I respect the honesty. He said this is a survival game. I don't want to hear your fucking mouth when it come out.
But at the end of the day, like it's kind of, there's enough there. It's forgiving enough. You know, you learn the mechanics. You learn not to walk on the sand when the sandworm's around. You learn how to get water. You'll be fine.
Now let's talk about the walking. A wise man once said, walk without rhythm and you won't attract the worm. We see the guy in the gameplay trailer you just dropped is walking pretty purposefully and pretty rhythmically. Can you do the silly walk?
You can't, because you're not.
We know you won't be on it though.
Something that you can.
Yeah, I ain't doing no base building. If I play this game, I'm raiding. Why would I build a base when I can just go steal yours?
Learn later in the game, hopefully, right? Like, so you get further into the game, maybe you learn some skills.
You're the best weapons dealer in space.
Right? Because so some of our players in beta, they're like, oh, I'm walking like an idiot on the sand. I'm not losing any rhythm. The sandworm still comes. I'm like, you don't know how to sandwalk, man.
Mass Effect Andromeda ran on the PS4. Again, y'all yapping. That was a last gen game, and also it didn't run well. I don't know if that's a good example. What year did Mass Effect Andromeda come out? Let's see, release date 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. You're talking about a 7-year-old game on a 11-year-old piece of hardware. I would hope it ran on the PS4. I don't know if you guys, that was 7 years ago, dude. Let that PS4 go. Free yourself from the shackles of the PS4. Please. I know we not comparing 7-year-old games.
Yeah, you gotta learn the ways. Now let's talk about the worms. How do you incorporate a giant, kilometer-wide worm into a game? That's a pretty massive even for an MMO.
Yeah, so the worms themselves, like, there's two sizes. We have the small worms, which are like this guy, and then we have the Shia with the really big chungus that comes out, you know? So the idea is that, like, yeah, when you're walking on the sand, you create vibrations every time you walk on the sand or drive or ride a vehicle or anything.
Can you
right?
fight
The
one,
sandworm
though?
will always come. It's this huge.
Shout out to Dope Eric with the sub.
So it's actually there in the world all the time. It's not something we spawn. It's not some scripted trick. It's following and listening, right? And it comes after players in the world. And then when you get to the deep desert, the harvesting.
I can't believe it's been 7 years since Mass Effect Andromeda came out, by the way. Jesus Christ, time is flying.
That's where the really big worms show up.
Okay, so they're just out there. They're like constantly part of the environment.
Yeah, it's like a shark, right? You got to think about. You go into the water, you hear the Jaws music, you start walking on the sand.
Shout out to Mac the Prince with the sub. Appreciate you.
The sandworm is going to come, and it's just a matter of time.
Okay, that's terrifying.
We're not getting. Well, technically Andromeda was 4, so the next one would be 5. We're not getting Mass Effect 5 until after Dragon Age. I think they're working on, because I think BioWare is very self-aware of they're not in the good graces of gamers after, because they released 2 duds in a row with Anthem and then what was the other one they released? Oh, Andromeda, my dumbass. They released Anthem and Andromeda. So they released 2 fails. So I think they're very aware that people are not fucking with them right now. So I think they're really focused on Dragon Age. They want to make sure that game is good, and then they're probably gonna. I think they announced Mass Effect way too soon. They shouldn't have announced it until they had like some gameplay to show. I think they announced it too soon.
I want to talk about combat a little bit. There's a lot of gunplay we see in the trailer. Obviously, there's the close quarters combat and knife fighting. How are you striking a balance between ranged and melee?
Yeah, so Dune has a really interesting shield mechanic, right?
Yeah, Dragon Age is a make or break, so I think they're trying to get it right.
So the way the game works is that we have this enemies use shields, they use ranged. So it's kind of about getting in and out of combat very quickly, getting close to the people in melee, pulling back to use ranged on people who don't have shields. And then of course, like, we have abilities which allow you to do this, to get in and out. I mentioned compel, but there's things like the Shigawai Claw, which let you pull yourself into an enemy or force them to stumble. There's all sorts of stuff for moving around the battlefield. So yeah, it's kind of this combined arms, we call it, this combination of,
like, that looks fun right there. The combat looks good.
Melee, ranged, and abilities.
We also see some climbing. What are the traversal options here?
Yeah, so the climbing is freeform, right? Like, we're sort of in Conan Exiles, we had like freeform climbing. In Dune, we have a sort of more advanced version of that, where you can climb on anything, but in addition, you can use abilities or suspensor belts. So once you get a suspensor belt, you can kind of just fly, right? You see it in the movies as well. You
That's
just sort of
fire.
fly around in the world, as long as your power lasts. And then, yeah, obviously climbing is.
Is there PvP? I don't know. I hope so.
Early access. What are the plans for people getting their hands on it?
Yeah, so we're doing a persistent beta right now. We'll be adding thousands and thousands of more people to it as we progress towards the launch window, getting more people into test the endgame systems and the large faction stuff. And then we're looking for an early. Sorry, we're not saying early access. We're saying early 2025 launch window.
Cool. Well, I'm dying to check it out.
Yeah, 2025 is going to be a crazy year. It's going to be a lot of really good games. 2025 might be another year, not another one of them years like 2023. Question is, how many of them games y'all going to actually play? This looks interesting, yeah. This looks interesting. What we got? More space. Star Wars launch trailer. Let's see if we can get anything new out of this. Yeah, 2025 looking stacked.
K-Vess. The underworld.
Get your hey. Get your money up, chat. I don't want to hear it when 2025 come out. Start saving now. Start saving now. We don't want to hear about it. Especially because it's probably going to be a lot of really good games. It's probably going to be A lot of games in contention for game of the year. We don't want to hear your opinion. If you didn't play at least 2 to 3 out of the 5 or 6 games nominated for game of the year, we don't want to hear your opinion on game of the year. All you played is Spider-Man. You didn't play Alan Wake. You didn't play Baldur's Gate 3. You didn't play RE4 Remake. We don't want to hear your opinion, bro. Stay over there. Go play 3v3 Pro Am in 2K. Go play Roblox Ice Spice Munch server. Go play the O-Block server. We don't want to hear your opinions.
This is your one shot. A safe filled with 157 million.
Money's not the issue. How can I get more time? That's real. That's real. Hey, but at least you supporting. I'm not mad at that. I'm mainly talking about the people that want to be part of the conversation and ain't even trying.
Inside.
Get in. How about getting out?
The key to get more time is stop eating so much ass, though.
This job, it's a death wish.
Games Radar said it's magnificent. What do I got to do to get a quote, bruh? That's always been one of my goals, to get quoted on one of these trailers. This shit real as fuck, bruh.
Your lives are over. Your family, friends, gone. There's nowhere in the galaxy you can hide.
He said pay a lot. Stunning by Tech Radar Gaming.
You want to live? Get in with the underworld's most dangerous syndicates. And pull off the greatest heist the Outer Rim has ever seen.
I'm in.
Who's copping day one, chat? Who's copping? Is this a cop for y'all? Or are you going to wait for the price to drop? Or you're not interested at all? This is next Tuesday. It comes out if you get the gold edition. I'm going to be on it. We'll be bouncing between this and Wukong if I'm still playing Wukong. I don't know how long it's going to take me to beat that game. Do you think you could screw over all the syndicates and go full Empire? I don't think so, because they already said earlier that like you can only have certain relationships with one or the other, because if you have a relationship with one, it might piss off the other. Thanks for the advice. It's all good, bro. Do what you want to do. Make what you want to make. If I had a PS5, I'm not dropping $70 for this. All right, bro. For everybody who has a current gen console, is it a cop or a drop? We don't want to. If I had a PS4, if I had a PS5, I wouldn't get this shit anyway. Well, you're not gonna get it regardless because you don't have a PS5. Damn, this nigga funny in the chat. You on a roll today, bro. Oh shit, what are you talking about? Either way, you weren't gonna get it because you refused to. Oh shit, you sound like them niggas be like, bro, these niggas, bro. If I had a car, I'd be getting mad bad bitches, but you don't. You're on the bus. Like, you're on the bus, and that's okay. If it was me, head ass. Oh shit! I appreciate the jokes, man. Echoes of Mystralia. Oh my god.
Rift took us all by surprise. Mystralia was about to vanish into oblivion.
Mystralia, you know about Mystralia?
But when the goddess called, I answered.
Oh, thank you.
It's a big world out there.
Mini Clip Premium. We're good off that. Mini Clip Premium. Lords of the Rings. What is this? Lord of the Rings, The War of Referium. This is a movie. I haven't played the game early. Also, it's a new character. So, I mean, like, it could be a good starting point because, like, she's not tied to anything outside of inside of the main storyline. Could be, but I would say wait. Y'all said Prime. Y'all see, y'all niggas be yapping, bruh. I saw about 10 of y'all say Amazon Prime. What that say? You lying ass niggas. That's what I'm talking about. See, that's why we check achievements. Only in theaters this Christmas. This is coming to theaters. The chat is on fraud watch, bruh. Oh my god. That looks pretty good though. Like I would watch that. Might have to go see that. That looked pretty good. This is coming to theaters. This is a high production. I think it's just yapping, bro. King of the Fighters, another Eden. This is a crossover?
As a butterfly, deadly.
Fuck no. My Hero Academia, you're next.
次は君だ。そう、これからは俺の時代。ダークマイト伝説の幕開けだ。
Is this his origin story?
さっき私の邪魔をしてくれたヒーローのガキ様ですか。
助けてくださってありがとうございます。
球体にしがみつく者どもよ。己の脆弱さを思い知るがいい。私が次を託した者はお前の。
Yeah, where's native?
やはり次は俺だな。
I guess it's not. I guess they're next. I'm confused. I thought the show ended because I saw people on my Twitter timeline bitching about the show. So does this take place after the show or something like that? The manga ended. Okay, okay.
このままの進路で進むと我が校に到達します。今失うわけにはいかないよ。助けよう。ここは俺が引きつける。
The music hitting.
諦めるなんてらしくないんじゃない。
もしもの時は私が私でいられるうちに。
なぜ邪魔をした。ヒーロー気取りの犠牲者が。俺たちはヒーローだ。俺が憧れた象徴は俺はオールマイトの勝つ姿に憧れた。僕たち全員でオールマイトのように笑顔でみんなを。
This movie canon? I don't know. I don't know. Y'all niggas be hating on that shit. Look good to me. I'm gonna watch it. No, it's never canon.
All right, let's start this up.
I don't even care. As long as it's entertaining, I don't care. Shit's a cartoon. The series is too up and down for me. I feel that. I don't watch enough anime to care that much. It looks cool. It looks cool. Let me go one last look in the sub box before we hop on this game. Let me go and let's see if there's anything we missed. I just hate I had to do it too. Slide down, slide down. Turn my brain off and enjoy. Right, that's some turn my brain off and enjoy type beat. Shawty, Shawty, Shawty the hedgehog. Shawty the hedgehog. Oh shit. Is Delta Force hot? Oh wait, here we go. Some Delta Force right here. It's Shawty the hedgehog. Starship Troopers. Shawty the hedgehog. Oh wait, Monster Hunter is exactly what we've been waiting for. Wait a goddamn minute. Shawty the hedgehog. Oh, there was that damn gameplay. Too late. I already watched it. The Spirit of a Samurai. Didn't see that one. I said I'm shot at the hedgehog. That's from yesterday, I believe. All right, we got a few more. Defuse. Did I watch that yesterday? I did watch that. Delta Force is so good, I can't lie. Yeah, let's watch that. Let's check out Delta Force. Let's see what they're saying about it. I've been hearing good things about it.
We are here in Cologne for Gamescom 2024, and we have just played about an hour of Delta Force Horcops.
Yes.
Yes, the upcoming free-to-play tactical.
Hoping Borderlands 4 is decent.
It's got like
I wouldn't hold your breath after the movie.
Extraction modes, there's an upcoming campaign, but the bit that we played was basically, I mean, we'll call it, it's their Battlefield mode. A lot of people have already compared it to Battlefield. It's definitely trying to snatch back some of that Battlefield audience, especially the ones that are still a little ornery with how 2024 released. Like, that game has come a long way since release and made some changes, but this is very much a Battlefield-esque.
Any advice on the big head boss in the beginning?
Delta Force brand.
Yeah, get good.
Yeah, it was weird when the game was announced because I was like, I played Delta Force Ground Warrior when I was like 11.
Yeah.
And
that's what I did.
Come out within that brand. There's
it's
also
an old brand.
Yeah, the original studio, Sierra, doesn't even exist anymore.
And back then it was a fairly grounded tactical shooter.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was one of the earliest tactical shooters.
We looking at PS4. This is Delta Force on PS4, chat.
You can see why they've used that brand name. However, there are a number of elements in this which are, I would say, maybe aping some of the more controversial parts of Battlefield 2048. So Delta Force used to be quite a kind of tactical grounded experience.
Gameplay does look smooth.
This, I would say, is taking some of the slightly more controversial elements of Battlefield 2042, most notably heroes and gadgets, right?
Yeah, the gadgets became sort of controversial in 2042 because they were taken out of their classes, like medic, the support. So they've learned.
You ever consider making the news segment its own thing? Generally, one of my favorite parts of your content. What do you mean? I uploaded Hokage highlights. What do you mean?
You know, assault class, support class, medic class, recon class. So they are within those trees. I'm conflicted by them because some of the gadgets work really well. Like the medic has a set of drones that can deploy smoke in a line, which is really handy for blocking off paths of egress or incoming fire, so you can revive someone. There's also like bow and arrows and shock darts and things like that, and that's where I'm not super.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This don't look bad, chat. This does not look bad.
The fundamentals of the game already are super strong. The gunplay is fantastic. The element of teamwork between vehicles, different classes, assaulting positions from different angles works really
like
well.
One big thing, you usually chop it up in segments.
It's great. You know,
nah, I'm not gonna upload like a 2-hour thing of me reading news when I can do like 4 videos out of it.
Action of weapons, obviously, do the content that we do.
I just hit 20,000 subs in 1 year without any promotion. The channel's doing fine.
Customization available, yeah, absolutely. All of that works super well. It's really solid. The gunplay.
4 videos from 2 hours is better than 1 because
now
that's 4 times the algorithm can promote me.
Curious as to how that will develop. When
the time to kill is hella fast.
Gadgets start to become, when more of these gadgets become available, because I think it's going to be a game where it's easy to pick up, easy to succeed.
I have thought about making a separate VOD channel. But like I'm still kind of on the fence about that because there's a website you can use to auto export VODs, like full VODs, to YouTube. But then I'm worried about cannibalizing myself. So like if I were to do that, like I want Hokage highlights to get bigger first, like maybe 100,000.
Being competent at a first-person shooter, but the diversity of gadgets is going to vastly increase.
For the people that do want the extra stuff, like the gameplay that gets left out, or there's times where I don't upload every piece of news that I talk about.
You know, combining
the return of Hokage plays. Yeah, the difference is the channel would be automated though. It's not me editing anything.
Ping people in a circle and then combining.
Excuse me. Not gonna lie, Hokage highlights stays on my YouTube feed. I can tell.
In place, or the potential
compared to the Black Hokage, that shit don't get promoted at all.
Players to start sinking into, which.
But I think it's because it's just an old channel.
But one of my worries with the game is that it might have taken a few too many things from a few too many shooters. There was a little bit of Rainbow Six Siege in there in terms of some of the gadgets, some of the, like going for a tactical shooter, at least with the sort of Battlefield-esque mode, having those gadgets that are a bit Rainbow Six Siege felt a little odd, but again, to their credit, it is something new. It's the way.
Why is that a bad thing? Is Rainbow not a good game? Why is it? We complain about peeking around corners in a tactical shooter?
Up the Battlefield formula for their own game, so maybe it's just a case of getting used to that.
Feels like, to me, a little bit like I used to play Rainbow Six Siege. I know you did as well for quite a while, and it runs the risk of becoming one of those games where
the main channel gets pushed in my algorithm because of the highlights. You know what's funny? In my analytics, the #1 source for viewers, like people who watch one video and then go to the main channel, is Hokage highlights. It'll say what your viewers watch. So like in theory, if I can get Hokage highlights, that's the only reason I'm not giving up on the Black Hokage. If I can get Hokage highlights even bigger, it'll push the main channel even more because like that'll promote my videos.
Get reacquainted with all the new heroes and gadgets and the meta. Or, you know, it's gonna.
Got to get the Black Hokage's wife YouTube channels taken down first. Why? I can just take their money.
And it is not enough time, I would say.
They're promoting me, and I get more money.
The game is going to offer.
No, and again, it's very early in development. There's closed access at the minute, but despite just a little time with it.
What makes it different though? That's what I'm confused about this game.
The sort of Battlefield inner child within me that's been present in this form since 1942, the game, not the year, not that old, like that sort of came awake again, and it was very much scratching that itch, and I think it is going to capture a lot of that audience. And it's trying to capture other audiences as well, like the extraction shooter. We didn't get to play any of that mode, but the fact that exists.
I played one round of the.
Have I seen Skull and Bones is on sale for 60%? Nah, I can't really say I've seen. Can't really say that I've seen that. That's. Thank you for the drive-by boo.
I think what it has going for it is the fact that visually it's very very good looking.
Great looking game.
And
thank you.
It feels like the fundamentals, the building blocks of it, are really solid. Like you said, the gunplay is really good. It seems to run very well. It's just whether or not people kind of latch on to the way that is all packaged up.
And that's the thing. I think if you're someone that doesn't want to use like the Rainbow Six Siege-esque gadgets and doesn't want to play the extraction mode, there's still a great Battlefield-esque shooter there for you. It feels like
why not just focus on the channel where you see the most growth and upload all your content there? I've thought about it. Because the thing is, what I put on the Black Hokage is different from Hokage highlights, and like we've already established kind of like a flow. and people are subscribing for that specific type of content. Like that's one thing that I just had to accept, that you have to. When I first started YouTube, it was different. A YouTube channel was more just about the personality, but now people treat YouTube channels like TV channels. So if somebody subscribes to your channel, they're subscribing for that one specific thing. If I've already gained 20,000 subs because people like watching me talk about the news and breaking that into like parts, I should just stick to that because it's working. It's picking up like 2,000 subs a month, and like it continues to go up. It's like a snowball effect. So I'm not if something's in motion, I'm not going to stop it by introducing more documentary style stuff, is which I'm moving towards. I'm just going to try to switch up the content on the Black Hokage, doing more documentary style type of content. Because if you introduce that stuff in, that's not what people subscribe for. And the way YouTube works with its algorithm is, if you get all it takes is 1 to 2 bad videos not performing well, it sends a negative signal into the algorithm. Now your videos aren't getting promoted at all. So like, I'd rather just do what works, basically. Hold on 1 second. Yeah.
So if you're
Would you mind a TikTok highlight? I already have a TikTok page.
Really get into and really enjoy.
It does pretty well.
Really succeed at. It's just whether, like, just how much that crosses over, like what the Venn diagram is between all those audiences. But
extra content is good, right? No.
Like, it came out into the closed access, a lot of attention, a lot of.
Shout out to you, Omar. We see you.
It is well deserved. You know, like,
more is not better. That used to be a thing back in the day. Like, you remember when like Let's Play channels was a thing? Like more was better. People was dropping 1, 2, 3 videos a day. No. It's about the quality of the videos. All the thing that matters is, are people interested in what you're making and them staying on the platform for that long? I'm dropping y'all free gems. So it's actually better. There are little YouTube channels where all they do is they upload maybe 1 to 2 times a month. It's actually better to drop a few videos a month that people fuck with and go viral than it is to keep dropping shit and hoping for the best.
Said it feels
watch time is king.
It's going to be interesting to see how it develops when it releases into open beta and goes full release. The free-to-play model, we're in a position now.
Yeah, also you get multiple sources of revenue too. That's true.
From
your FAQ page doesn't have Hokage highlights. Nobody uses that command anyway. I ain't never upload. I'm not gonna say I'm never gonna update it, but I don't really care that much.
Can retain their player base.
People have short attention spans. That's not true. That's not true. That's true on TikTok. That Gen Alpha and Gen Z. But like the fastest growing demographic on YouTube is TV watchers, and the fastest growing form of content is long form. I literally watched like 2 weeks ago from FD Fig or whatever. I watched a 3-hour video about Kendrick versus Drake. I watched the whole thing. I watched an hour-long video about Sonic Adventure. Like, that's the most popular growing form of content. It's not. That's why I've been switching to longer form content. Like, they want people to stay on the platform longer, but people are enjoying that. So it's actually not true. People are getting tired of short form content. Actually, like the growth in YouTube Shorts has stagnated. Like, people are getting tired of that shit. People want something meaty. They want something with more heart in it, something that feels better.
Now, and feel okay. But I see what you mean when you said, if I play this for a month and then didn't play it for 6 months, I can see that there are so many systems in place.
Look at Corey Kenshin. He takes months to drop a video. When he does, he gets millions of views. Corey Kenshin is not a good example of what I'm talking about. Corey Kenshin is Corey Kenshin is an anomaly. And Corey Kenshin is somebody that you should never model yourself after. And when I say that, I don't mean that with disrespect. What I mean is, Corey Kenshin he's the very rare case where like his fan base just fucking loves him. They love him. There's nothing that you can explain. There's no logic, no tips. Actually, you know what? Naked Jakey is another good example too. Naked Jakey and Corey Kenshin, they can disappear, and when they drop a video, it'll do millions because their fan base fucking loves them. But most of you will, if you want to make content, you will not be Corey Kenshin. That is a terrible model to follow. I cannot disappear. I cannot disappear for a whole fucking year and come back and people will show me love. Nope. You got to be realistic about that shit. So I was like, nah, that's not a good example. It's not because the quality of Corey's content. Because if we're going to be 100% honest, and I'm not being disrespectful, from what I've seen, he still mostly does kind of like Let's Play videos. There's nothing particularly special about his content. They just love him. And that's a blessing. He is very lucky. I envy that shit. And I mean that like in a good way, not in a bad way. I wish I could disappear for 6 months and come back and get 1 million views doing a Let's Play.
So much in the toy box of Hawk Ops to play with.
So Illuminati too. You could put him in there. Yeah, because he came back and did that. It's a very rare thing.
Like, this was just a taste. If you're someone that loves the Battlefield games, this is definitely something you should check out. If you're just someone that enjoys first-person shooters in general, there is going to be something in Delta Force Hawk Ops for you to enjoy and latch onto. And there's not a lot of games that can say that.
Yeah, you're very good at nailing the name every single time because it's got no sticking power for me at all.
Shooters are my thing.
Delta Force Hawk Ops.
Yeah.
There's also the campaign mode, which was not available to play.
Delta Force Hawk Tui, baby.
There is a like a Black Hawk Down Mogadishu level somewhere. It's not super clear where that comes in or how that's going to play. Again, that'll be interesting to see when it comes out, if it leans more into the gameplay of something like Squad, for example.
Yeah, so that's actually a good comparison because Squad is definitely, from what I played, much further down the sim, like mil-sim route. This is trying to kind of thread a needle around the sort of battlefield area.
And I think depending on the game mode, we could see it weaving in and out of that within the same game. But obviously, it's very
trying to get into the beta. Shit, if I can.
Closed access. There is a lot to be excited about, though. So, if you like first-person shooters, you like the sound of Delta Force Hawk Ops, we'll have more for you about that game.
It seems like they liked it, but I can't. It's kind of. I'm still not 100% sold. It seemed like they liked it though. Excuse me. Shit. Pyrocynical's like that. Oh yeah, I remember Pyrocynical. Yeah, he does like video essays and shit. What's a video that you created and spent a lot of time on and realized YouTube wasn't pushing your stuff? Damn near all my videos. To some degree, it's my own fault though, because like I was more focused on like Twitch from like when the adpocalypse happened from like 2018 until maybe like last year. I was mainly just streaming and uploading whatever to YouTube. So not only did my name change happen, but I was completely unfocused. And like if you go look at my channel, like it shows. Like that's me being accountable. Like I just like whatever. I was just uploading shit. So like I think what happened is the audience that was there, I confused them versus like if you take like Hokage highlights, you know exactly what you're gonna get there. So the reason the viewership is all over the place is because nobody knows what to expect. It's an older channel. So there's no one particular video. It's more so of me. I'm one of those people I can't disappear. I don't have that type of audience. Also, I piss people off and I rub people the wrong way too. So, and I don't care. So now you're just trying to figure out what I want to do next, basically. Which is me trying to move into like longer form content. What early signs. I thought for me, subject matter matters the most. But I have a very unique problem. I don't know. Like this video did very well, right? So like people like when I do long form stuff, but then so I was thinking this one would do good, but then it didn't. People don't care about game informer. Like it matters to me. I have a serious problem where there's a lot of things that I care about, but people don't care about what I care about. It comes with being opinionated, pretty much. I accepted that. So like it's trying to figure out what I care about, but also what other people care about, and then seeing if I can make a long form video out of that. And what sucks is the data that I can work with, it's not very useful for me. So it's just a lot of guesswork. Let me see. You got to study this stuff though. Let's see, audience. Let's see. If we go like into analytics, what my audience watches on the Black Hokage. They watch Hokage highlights. They watch I'm Just Saying. They watch GI. Those are the top 3 channels in the last 30 days. So it's a very insular community. Then we got Foot on the Line, got Brutal Sim, Chase Money, All City Live, Daquan, Uncle Demi, Chase Money, The Gamer, All Souls, Daquan, again, I don't know who this is, and Button Chick, I have no clue. I have a very large 2K audience, it seems. I don't know what kind of 2K content to make, if there's even any content. Let's see what videos y'all be watching recently. Recently, y'all been watching a lot of Hokage highlights, GI, the AO podcast. That's kind of like, because I see thumbnail with a low in it. That's 2K. Afro, so anime gamers. My data is just all over the place. It's not. Yeah, I got a lot of basketball niggas basically, but I don't make a lot of basketball content. So like I'm making things that people are not interested in. You got a love-hate relationship with the 2K community. Not the community, more so the game. AO is NBA content, not 2K. Oh, okay. So it's like, damn, maybe I should make basketball videos. Like that would be so random. I mean, it shows because the last video to pop off is a fucking basketball video. But I like games. You see what I'm saying? But then it's weird because then you go over here and I'm talking about games and I'm talking about every game. And most of these videos are popping off. We're getting to a point where we're starting to average 10 to 15,000 within 24 hours, which is good for a channel this damn. I'm hitting almost 100% viewer to subscriber ratio. I'm hitting like an 80%, which good would be 10. So I'm way I'm way, what's the word I'm looking for? Way ahead of schedule on this channel. But this channel has a different audience with like gamers. So it's like trying to figure out what the fuck do I do with this damn channel? So if you were starting from scratch, how would you go about making YouTube content now? Making what I'm interested in and then putting my foot down and doubling down, basically. Yeah, overachieving is the word. You can make funny 2K content. Well, it's weird. I did, and people didn't click it. People didn't click it. So what happens is, fucking, I find myself overthinking how to package the fucking video. I've changed the damn title on this video a million different times. I changed the thumbnail 4 different times. After a while, you got to give up. After a week, you just got to give up on it. If it's gonna, one thing I've learned, if you want to know about content creation, if a video is gonna go, it's gonna go. It really comes down to the topic. I like TBA channels like a boiling pot of games and information. Too many newer channels are making gaming walkthrough video. I don't make gaming walkthroughs. Personally, I'm not a fan of 2K, so you lost me on those videos. Hey, that according to the analytics, that's what most of y'all watch, though. I'll figure it out. The next video will be basketball related. It'll be basketball adjacent. I don't want to speak it in. I don't want to because I don't want to catch a L, but I feel like my next video is gonna go. I got a good feeling about it. It's just I don't know where to go after that. Basically, never make walkthrough gaming videos as a new channel. Yeah, that shit's kind of dead to me. You ever think about diving more into hip hop? I mean, I do. That's literally this channel. That's why this one's growing too. These videos right here, look, this one's gonna hit 1 million. The one I did about Kendrick, this one's gonna hit 100,000. This one will probably cap it maybe like 50, like the pace it's moving at. This channel does good too. My channels with 20,000, this one has almost 30. It's 29,000 subs. This one has 20,000 subs. It does better than this channel. Ain't that crazy? If it's one thing I think of, I hope it has a lot of cussing to the point where I'm like, yo, should I just stop making videos for this and then just focus on streaming this channel and this channel? That's what I've been thinking about. Just abandoning this channel. Not even making an announcement. Like my new name would just be Hokage Highlights. Unless I crack a code. I'm going to try the long form stuff. We're going to figure it out. I don't know. I'm trying. The Rad Brad got the walkthroughs on lockdown. You said no, don't stop. I've been a very long time viewer, so I watch at least 97%. Yeah, I have on this channel, I have a hardcore audience of people around 10 to like 30,000 viewers, but most at 700K are dead. They'll subscribe and not watch anything else. It's almost like the channel needs an audience reset. Yeah, if like, you know, it would be a really cool feature if YouTube could tell you like the number of active viewers, people who actively have watched your channel in the last 3 to 6 months. And then if you wanted to, you could decide to just delete all the subs, right? The people who are not watching your channel, I would do that. Like if my actual number is 100,000, I would take that 600,000 off this shit. Cause like I said, like these channels that got 20,000 subs, they're doing better. I think a lot of channels will be exposed. LOL. That should be a new do like an annual purge, man. I'm yapping though. I'm yapping. We almost got like 900 people in there. I appreciate everybody who's new and hit the follow button. Hit the follow button if you knew. Is there a way AI can help you break into the algorithm? Trust me, I've been trying to figure it out. TBH make long videos, like long. Here's why I've been dipping my toes in making longer videos because I have, but making even longer, like hour plus. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think y'all understand how let's see. Let me go back to the channel. We're just yapping, right? I'm off the subs. Oh shit. This video right here was 1855, 19 minutes. Let me see if I can find the script. What's that? Let me see. Game Informer. All right, to make that 19-minute video, that was 9 pages of writing. Also a lot of sourcing, because like you see all these blue, those are all links to stuff. Sourcing from my editor. Also, there's a lot of jokes in here, but we're also sourcing tweets too. That was almost 10 pages of writing. Because it's damn near 10. That was for a 20-minute video based off of my speech pattern. So if I wanted to make an hour-long video, in theory, I'd probably have to do like 35 pages. I say all that to give you the math. If I do 35 pages of writing on a topic I think people want to learn about, and that shit doesn't go, that shit is demoralizing. That's why I'm kind of like, ugh. Like, that's gonna take time. Ugh. You should freestyle it. The video wouldn't be good. I think I'm at my best when I'm writing. Because can't nobody tell me this is a bad video. I stand on that. Can't nobody tell me this is a bad video. I don't want to hear it if you didn't watch it, which is most of you. It's just people are not interested in it. And the unfortunate thing is, it kind of goes back to what I was talking about earlier yesterday. The sweet spot is like 10,000. If your video doesn't have at least like 10,000 views, most people are not going to click it. Do you have any topics that you care about for more than an hour or so? Yeah, I got one coming. Somebody's getting nuked next week. Trust me. Like, yo, I got a joke. I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited to drop this video. I think this one's gonna go. There's a joke at the end of the video. I told my girl, she's the only one that's heard this shit. Nobody can predict the joke at the end. It's gonna take a left turn and it's gonna be so abrupt and fucking funny. She was like, because I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty savage joke that nobody can predict. And I asked her, I was like, do you think I should leave it in? Because I have one that's not as harsh. And she was like, nah. She was like, and she's a super politically correct. She's like, nah, you gotta let the original version rock. You gotta she's like, that shit hits. It's fucking funny. I was like, okay. You said on some Dave Chappelle shit. I feel like I'm about to drop a magnum opus, basically. I'm about to drop a magnum, because I looked it up. Nobody's done this video that I've done. So I think it's gonna get a lot of people excited. And not only has nobody done it, nobody's done it in the way that I'm doing it. And the jokes are top tier. I was like, I got a good feeling about this one. So that's what holds me back. All this fucking writing. It takes time to do this shit. When is it set to drop? I don't know. It depends on when my editor gets it done. I'm gonna try to record it this weekend, either Saturday or Sunday. That way I can give it to them on Monday, because they only work Monday to Friday. So I'm hoping by Wednesday it'd be done, so then I can maybe drop it Thursday. Because I don't think I'm gonna give them any more videos next week. Like, I want them to do that one, and I want it to be good, because it's gonna be a lot of sourcing. And I did a lot of research on somebody. You said I'm here for it. Oh shit! You said the anticipation is killing me. Can you do a countdown to this thing for YouTube? I think you can, actually, but unless I have the file, I can't set it. How often do you come up with bangers, but you hold back in your videos? It's hard to know when something is a banger. The only reason I said I think this one will go is because from what I see, my audience likes basketball videos. But like other stuff, there's a lot of things that. So I have a very unique problem, I think. Yo, we're yapping. I have a very unique problem where I'm too black for the white kids, but then I'm too white for the black kids, basically. I'm in this really weird space where I don't appeal to a lot of people. Like I think someone like Flight is funny and I can enjoy the content, but I don't appeal to Flight's audience, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm very niche because of the way that I speak. So a lot of people won't look my way. If that makes sense. But then there's the other side, the pogger side. They ain't even going, I'm not gonna say all of them, but a lot of them ain't gonna look at niggas unless you Kai. You notice that the only black people they fuck with is if you're in that 1%. So you got one side that never's gonna look at you, and then you got the other side where if you're not, I'm gonna be honest, if you're not appealing to certain stereotypes, they're not even gonna give you a chance. You said not much news today. That's why you're yapping. True. So it puts me in a really weird space, trying to figure out where I fit in. I actually follow you because you're slightly fringe. What does that mean? Because I'm not mainstream? Is that what you mean? I don't want to be mainstream. Let's get something straight. I just want to be a little bit bigger. You see what I'm saying? But I will say, though, when people do discover me, they tend to fuck with me long term, longer than a lot of the more popular people. It's just hard getting new people in. Do you ever struggling translating your humor to scripts? Not really. That part comes easy to me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm God blessed. You fit into cornbread tube. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? And you blunt with truth, which a lot of people are not a fan. Yeah, because it rubs people the wrong way. But I'm always gonna be honest about shit. The problem is the drama that comes with it. Might be some drama after I drop this video because that nigga's emotional and I think it's gonna make him mad. Oh shit. You're not yelling enough? Yeah, I'm not gonna yell. You're real enough for me to actually know you're being honest, you're unapologetically you. The real will survive. He said, I hope it makes him mad. Oh, I think it'll make him mad. Like, especially the ending. That's why I said I was unsure about the ending. But let me stop talking about it because also don't want to oversell it. You said, is it Sneeko or the completionist? It's neither. It's about neither. I already told y'all last week. It's about Ronnie 2K, and I'm gonna leave it at that. It is about Ronnie 2K. That's it. Did you see the God of War Egypt shit I just sent? Nah, let me see. Why would I make a video about the completionist or Sneeko? I don't even watch Sneeko, and I've never watched the completionist. I didn't even watch that nigga when I worked with him. He was too busy in the corner fucking snoring his fat ass while I was doing all the... I'm a changed man. See, the next God of War, PS5, Sony Santa Monica is working on a new IP reportedly led by Cory Barlog. The next God of War game is also active development as suggested by new job listings. This doesn't surprise me because you remember, was it 2018 or was it Ragnarok? I remember there was a section where there was Egyptian hieroglyphics on the wall. And I remember saying when I was streaming it, I was like, oh shit, they're acknowledging that the Egyptian gods exist. I was like, is he going to Africa next? So it wouldn't surprise me if the next one is in Egypt. It was 2018. Yeah, that shit, they already confirmed it was lore accurate. It was in the game. I remember that part. I was like, oh, they setting up a nice world, bro. We could go to a lot of different areas, bro. This nigga about to scrap with we about to be scrapping with Anubis. So yeah, this doesn't surprise me. I think there's some merit to it. I think it's I take it with a grain of salt, but I think there's some merit to this. Nah, Rob about to get folded. Yeah. He said, I'm about to go full Turkey Tom on Ronnie. Turkey Tom. I've seen his videos. They're pretty good. I appreciate the link to this. What else we got? Spirit of the Samurai. We got to get on this game. New Samurai game at Gamescom. Before 2018, there's a comic where he goes to Egypt. Oh, so the world building is already there. What the fuck? These Clay Fighter 63 and a half ass graphics? You can't tell me this shit don't move like Clay Fighters. It's stop motion? Oh yeah, just like, okay, it is. That's fucking funny. I'm good off this. Robot Chicken, the game. I'm good off this. This might come to PS4. Let's see. Monster Hunter Wilds preview. What we got?
Monster Hunter Wilds is exceptionally exciting to me. I got a chance to go hands-on with it this week, and it feels like it recaptures what I loved about Monster Hunter World while learning from the joy that came from Monster Hunter Rise's enhanced mobility.
Is the frame rate dropping, or is this the video? Oh, you know it's in 4K. That should be fucking up on YouTube.
A balance that felt great across the handful.
Oh, no, it's still kind of dropping.
It's unfortunate that the rough performance of this
it's the game.
development build put a little bit of a damper on my demo time.
Oof. What did we say earlier in the stream? There's a rumor going around at Gamescom that the Gamescom build was running at 30 FPS, and now people are saying the game might run at 30, and then he's saying he's having optimization issues.
Capcom can sort that out.
Is Monster Hunter coming to PS3? You know it.
Could be exactly what I was dreaming of from the next Monster Hunter.
God of War Egypt would go crazy, not gonna lie. Oh yeah, that's a day one copy if he goes to Egypt.
Okay, let's address the gamut in the room first. This gameplay is going to look a little choppy.
This shit looks rough, I'm not gonna lie.
The doubt here to a pretty substantial degree, given Wilds doesn't even have a release date.
But this doesn't surprise me because some of y'all said I was hating. Even in the gameplay trailers when they're showing off the weapons and stuff, I noticed the frame rate was dropping too.
On 2025 yet, so there's presumably a lot of time left.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not trying to play no big ass Monster Hunter game with a frame rate at 24 frames.
Bad
because it requires you to be precise.
Slow to a degree that almost made it hard to play, and the group I was playing with saw multiple hard crashes. Again, this in development.
This might be I'm gonna wait to see how the reviews come on this game. I don't know if this is a day one cop now.
Is by no means the final version of Wilds, but it is the version Capcom chose to show us. I can't help but be just a touch concerned that maybe that's an indication that at best Wilds might
be
later in 2025.
Bad. What is that? You know what I mean? What is that? That looks bad.
Indication that at best Wilds might drop later in 2025 than
I got this shit. This shit is in 2K, by the way. It's in 1440p.
expecting, or at worst, that Capcom bit off a little bit more than it will ultimately be able to chew with its impressively ambitious scope. That caveat aside, I had an absolute blast with Wilds. It's immediately clear.
Bloodborne vibes. Runs like shit, but it's a good game. This is crazy too, though, because they knew that they were going to create preview videos. And they let this footage into the wild. This is crazy.
That it's continued to put a priority on smoothing out
I didn't see the GameStop news.
Edges of the series. For instance, rideable monster mounts make a return after first being introduced as an automated option in World's Iceborne expansion, and then expanded into full control in Rise. This iteration leans more toward the latter, defaulting to following a target but allowing you to take the reins directly anytime. Your Dino Bird can scamper along special paths, glide.
Ask Watts about it. Oh yeah, I gotta ask her. That's right, she did go.
Which makes travel engaging in a way that feels less artificial than Rise's Speary Bird busy work.
Excuse me.
But it's not just a matter of convenience, as your mount also stores a second weapon option that you can swap to while riding. As a lifelong insect,
Capcom usually don't miss what's going on. Hey, Dragon's Dogma was a miss.
Until I realized that you can also use ranged weapons like bowguns while mounted. That fully recontextualized this system to me, letting me pepper a retreating monster with bullets while my mount automatically chased it down, then swap back to my glaive when it was time to hop off. I guess we're all learning ranged weapons now, and I am very okay with that added flexibility. I can only really speak to my experience with the Insect Glaive when it comes to how weapons have changed, but I was surprised by the adjustments I saw there, most of which seem to be in service of the new focus mode that lets you more.
The game looks pretty, like the vibrancy.
Monster parts and special weak points. I found myself with a lot more options to sidestep or make micro adjustments while attacking, with seemingly fewer combos that would end with a move that killed my momentum, and more opportunities to really control how I was.
Nah, I'm not a big fan of Monster Hunter, June. I'm hoping this is the one that gets me into it, because people love this series. I just could never get into it
just yet, but it feels like that Rise philosophy of speeding up some of the clunkier parts of combat is alive and well, even if you aren't flying around on a wire bug.
I thought y'all were PC elitists, not PS5 Sony ponies. Y'all switched up.
Massive change.
Me personally, I've never called myself a PC elitist. That has never came out of my mouth. The only people who've ever called me a PC elitist is the people in the comment section of the podcast. I can't speak for the other people in the chat, but people in the comment section who were butthurt when we would talk about PC gaming and like its benefits. Yeah, I've never said I've always said I play on everything.
Changes that radically alter.
He said, I am. Fuck console. Black Hoodie is.
First, landing your aerial attack no longer bounces you back into the air for a chain of helicopter blade slicing, which was admittedly a huge drag to discover. But the loss of that goofy fun is at least partly
we just not on PS4.
More convenience tweaks, as hitting a weak point with the special focus strike move will not only deal tons of damage, it also immediately collects all 3 Kinsect essences at once, massively speeding up that process in the mid to late part of a hunt. Your aiming reticle now also has a helpful little indicator that tells you which essence the monster part you're aiming at will provide, and managing that system feels like a less of a hassle all around. Even in my short playtime, I saw so many examples like
Raptors.
Stuff that doesn't undermine the challenge and deliberate pace that makes Monster Hunter what it is, but does make the experience that much smoother. There's a quick option to use whatever recovery items you have that will minimize waste. Your hook can grab most items from afar, even while mounted. Collecting at gathering points moves just a bit quicker. You can finally pick up bomb barrels after placing them, and firing an SOS flare will even fill your
so you
team
can get your
with AI
resources
hunters
back. Yo, this shit is struggling.
Real people online are able to join. It's a laundry list of tweaks that aren't necessarily revolutionary, but all make so much sense you wonder why it wasn't like this before.
You think Chris Bosch is in the flight? Yo, leave Chris Bosch alone.
Longer too. Rather than kicking you back to town after a successful hunt, the second mission I did was structured closer to something like Iceborne's Guiding Lands, where you can stick around after to explore more or immediately take on a new mission, with world events and other dynamic things coming and going around you. Rather than starting from a single tent, there's even a surprisingly large outpost on the map I saw, complete with NPCs to talk to. I didn't really get to dive into much of this side of Wilds in my demo, but it could add up to a very different feel between fights.
And
from
the
what
Switch
I did
version?
see, Wilds is shaping up to be pretty much what I hoped for. A Monster Hunter that embraces the parts of Rise that made it so much more inviting, but also doesn't shy away from the larger scale and depth that helped make World the more enduring entry for me. It's hard to tell exactly which way that needle will point after just a few missions, or if these structural changes will swing.
Is it more
somewhere
combat
else
focused? I hope so.
I certainly can't wait to play more so I can find out. For more on Monster Hunter Wilds, don't miss the most recent
What's the
trailer from
comment section on
Gamescom,
this?
as well as its
I'm not gonna lie, this is probably gonna be a game. I gotta see the reviews. I don't know if this is a day one cop after watching this preview. I might watch for the reviews before I order a copy. If they can completely remove that, for real, they took away aerial combat completely. They're complaining about aerial combat. Did nobody see the frame rate? Is the Monster Hunter community blind? Let's talk about that. Look, everybody's complaining about aerial combos. Did y'all see the frame rate? This is crazy. It looks to me like a group of people are gonna buy this shit regardless. They don't care about the quality of the game. That's what they say in the comments. Yo, shout out to J Soul with the sub. Appreciate it. That's interesting. I respect the delusion. As a Monster Hunter fan, they do not care. They do not care. The human eye can't see more than 30 frames. Starship Troopers Extermination.
Hi, I'm Chaz Barker. I'm the lead game designer of Starship Troopers Extermination.
Chaz.
I'll tell you about something we're introducing to the game. It's this monstrosity of a tank, but in bug shape. It's called the Tankerbug. It has a suite of different moves that it's going to ruin your day with.
This is bootlegs.
Bug experience as close to the movie as possible.
What's that shit that just came out and died? Helldivers. Yeah, Full Sail Helldivers. Timu Helldivers. Show some actual gameplay.
Farah, aka Tammy. I'm the lead environment artist on Starship Troopers Extermination. Boreas. This is an icy planet that has been infected by a bug meteor.
Gameplay.
Bugs have had time to mutate and
There's no
evolve
gameplay in this
within
trailer
that frosty
except in the
environment.
end right there.
Invited you to come and try out for a special operations group. When we launch in console in October of 2024, that is just the start of a very robust roadmap of features and gameplay moments that we'll be bringing in, so you can expect to see tons more bugs and worlds to explore in Starship Troopers Extermination.
Meh. Yeah, I know Starship Troopers. I know Helldivers is based off Starship Troopers, but how the fuck did Starship Troopers become the bootleg version of itself? That's crazy. That is fucking crazy. Somebody said something about GameStop retro stores. News. Wait, one day ago. Let's see, retro gaming is coming. Let's go. Visit a GameStop retro location to shop fan favorite games for history's greatest consoles. If they're dealing with more retro gaming, it's good in a sense that it'll make more retro games and platforms more readily available. It'll make it easier to find because now you can go to GameStop Retro. But on the flip side, I think it's probably going to be bad because they're going to tax. Because one of the issues with retro gaming right now is like, and this is why I be telling y'all to keep y'all games, people be taxing for these games, bro. Like that company DK Oldies, they like, people hate them. Let me go to their website. They be overcharging for old dusty ass shit. DK Oldies. And I feel like GameStop is gonna do the same thing. Like look at this. They want it's on sale right now. They want $170 for an N64. It's on sale now, but $230 for a Wii. $260 for a NES. Let's go. Let's see. Let's just go to Sega Genesis games. $80 for Wii Sports. Like, yeah, they're gonna be taxing on this shit. $20 for a Sonic the Hedgehog 2 cartridge. This shit is on sale. But these are the normal prices. Like, this is crazy. Techno Football, $45. Although I do know people really love that one. But you can get those for less than $70 each at your local mom and pop. If you got a local mom and pop, a lot of people don't have that stuff. They charging full price for these. A lot of over full price, bro. Look at his store for old games. What's this? E-Star Land? I've never heard of this. This is in Virginia. Bro, nigga, I live in LA. You want me to come to Chantilly, Virginia? I ain't got no damn E-Star Land. The store looks nice though. I did just pay 80 for a game. Like, think about that. That shit was $300, $400, $500 back then. You paying the same price in 2024 and it's used? No, I'm not buying no Bubsy